Look, I'm going to say something that might make half of you click away right now. Michael Jordan is not automatically the greatest basketball player who ever lived just because everyone says so. But here's the thing. The people who believe he is aren't exactly wrong either. And today we're going to figure out why this debate has been running for 30 years and why it probably never actually ends. Let me set the stage first. We are talking about two players who exist in entirely different universes of greatness. LeBron James has played over 1,600 regular season games and is still going. Michael Jordan retired 3 separate times and played fewer than 1,100 regular season games. These men are not easy to compare, and yet every single basketball fan on earth has a firm opinion about it. That tells you something important. This debate isn't really about basketball stats. It's about identity, loyalty, and what we think greatness actually means. So why does Michael Jordan win the popular vote almost every time? Let's break this down honestly. The first reason is rings. Jordan won 6 NBA championships and went 6 for 6 in finals appearances. He never lost a finals series. Never. That is a level of championship clutch that feels almost supernatural. LeBron, as incredible as he is, has been to 10 finals and won 4. That means he lost 6 championship series. Now, statistically speaking, just getting to the finals that many times is remarkable. But human psychology doesn't work on statistics alone. People remember the losses. Jordan gave people no losses to remember. The second reason is cultural timing. Jordan didn't just play basketball. He launched the global commercialization of the NBA. Space Jam, Air Jordan sneakers, the Dream Team in the 1992 Olympics. He turned basketball into a worldwide religion during a time when media was exploding and people were hungry for a singular hero. He became a symbol that transcended sport. LeBron came into a world where that foundation already existed. He was always measured against a myth before he even stepped on a professional court. The third reason is the highlight factor. Michael Jordan's greatest moments have a cinematic quality that gets amplified with every retelling. The flu game, the shot in Cleveland, the last shot in Utah to win the 1998 championship while pushing off Byron Russell, though defenders of Jordan conveniently skip that part sometimes. These moments have been replayed thousands of times, and each viewing adds another layer of legend. LeBron has iconic moments too. The block in Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, the chase down on Iguodala, winning a championship for Cleveland after 50 years of sports drought. But somehow those moments don't carry the same mythological weight in the public imagination. And that's not about the moments themselves. That's about how stories get told and who controls the narrative. Now let's ask the real question. Are the people who put Jordan above LeBron actually wrong? Here's where it gets complicated. If we're measuring purely by championships and finals record, Jordan wins that argument cleanly. If we're measuring by overall statistical dominance across a full career, LeBron has a legitimate claim. He has more total points, more assists, more rebounds, more playoff wins, and he did it across 2 different decades with multiple different teams in multiple different systems. He carried teams to the finals that had absolutely no business being there. The 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers had no other star, and LeBron dragged them to the finals like a man carrying a house on his back. Jordan's supporting casts were not always dominant, but they were strong. Scottie Pippen is a Hall of Famer. Dennis Rodman is one of the greatest defenders and rebounders in the history of the game. Phil Jackson is arguably the greatest coach ever. Jordan had incredible teammates and an elite coaching system around him. That doesn't diminish Jordan's greatness, but it does complicate the narrative that he did it all alone. There's also the competition era debate. Jordan played in a more physical era where defenders could be more aggressive. LeBron plays in an era with more spacing, more three-point shooting, and rules that protect offensive players more. Both sides use this argument, and both sides have a point. The truth is, we genuinely cannot know how Jordan would perform in the modern game, or how LeBron would have survived the physical brutality of the 1980s and 1990s. These are different sports in many ways. What we can say is this: Michael Jordan at his peak was probably the most unstoppable individual scorer and competitor the game has ever seen. His scoring titles, his defensive ability, his clutch gene, All of it combined into something that still feels unique. But LeBron James, as a total basketball player, as someone who elevates everyone around him, who reads the game at a chess level while others are playing checkers, who has been elite for over 2 decades, that might actually be the more complete basketball package. So are the Jordan believers wrong? Not really. They're applying a specific definition of greatness: championship success without blemish and peak individual dominance. And by that measure, Jordan is the answer. But are the LeBron believers wrong? Also not really. They're applying a different definition: longevity, versatility, total impact, and sustained excellence. And by that measure, LeBron deserves serious consideration for the top spot. The real issue is that we keep treating this like a math problem with one correct answer when it's actually a values question. What do you think greatness in basketball means? Is it the purity of never failing on the biggest stage? Is it the breadth of impact across an entire generation? Is it statistical dominance? Is it the ability to make teammates better? Depending on how you answer that, your GOAT changes. Here's something that almost nobody says out loud in this debate. The fact that LeBron James exists and forces us to have this conversation is itself proof of how extraordinary he is. In a world where Jordan's legacy had 2 decades to calcify into unquestioned mythology, LeBron James came in and made millions of people actually pause and reconsider. That doesn't happen if LeBron isn't genuinely all-time special. And here's the flip side. The fact that Jordan's legacy survives every LeBron accomplishment, every record broken, every championship won, tells you something about how rare Jordan's combination of dominance and perfection actually was. Championships matter. Going undefeated in the finals matters. Being clutch when the whole world is watching matters. Jordan delivered on all of that every single time. My honest take? Michael Jordan is the greatest winner the sport has ever seen. LeBron James is the greatest all-around basketball player the sport has ever produced. These are not the same thing, and both statements can be true simultaneously. The reason people default to Jordan as the GOAT is because our culture attaches supreme value to winning without losing, to the clean narrative, to the undefeated hero. And Jordan gave us exactly that fairy tale. LeBron gave us something messier and in some ways more human, and perhaps ultimately more complete. The people who pick Jordan are not wrong. The people who pick LeBron are not wrong either. But the people who refuse to genuinely engage with both sides of this argument, those people are missing one of the greatest conversations that sports has ever given us. Drop your take in the comments right now. Are you Team Jordan or Team LeBron? And what specific reason makes you feel that way? And if you want to see us break down the actual statistical comparison between these two legends in detail, that video is coming very soon, so make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on, because you do not want to miss that one.